My name is Layla. Thank you for meeting with me today on behalf of Musaholic Magazine, and congrats on your new EP, Handmade. So,
Thank you. Thanks for having us, or me. It's just me today. But
right, and can you introduce yourself again?
yeah, my name's Eric, and I am the lead singer and rhythm guitarist for Perfect Animal. We have four members total. One is another one's Alex, who plays bass, David, who plays lead guitar, and Justin, who's the drummer.
All right. So, seeing that you're from Atlanta, can you kind of explain how you guys met?
So yeah, I grew up playing music with one of my friends who was the drummer in our band for a really long time. And we kind of went through several iterations of bands before ultimately forming a band called Ugly Smile. And when we were forming that band, we went on like Craigslist and we found Alex, who's our bassist, off of Craigslist. And yeah, Alex, the first time we met him, he showed up at my house wearing a Hawaiian shirt and he had his bass in his hand. He didn't have a bass case, didn't have a quarter-inch cable, didn't have an amp. He just had a friggin' bass and his personality. And like from the first time we played with each other, first 30 seconds, it was like, I don't know, it was just like a special connection. And Alex's turn to be like one of my best friends of all time. Like he's my boy and one of my best friends ever. And so that's how I met Alex. And so we continued through Ugly Smile for a while. And David eventually joined. David's our lead guitar player. And then, musical people are sometimes difficult to deal with. And music's just a difficult thing in general. So if you have conflicting personalities, it's just a recipe for disaster. And so basically it ended up being me, David, and Alex left to form Perfect Animal, but we didn't have a drummer. And it just kind of luckily happened that Justin had just moved up from Savannah to Atlanta. And, he tried out for the band. We were trying out a couple drummers here and there, and he tried out and he's just really good. And I can't say enough about him. Like today we've been in the studio for like 10 hours or something today, and Justin recorded, like, we recorded 8 songs total. He tracked 3, like we did 5 live songs and then he tracked 3, and just like it's just a workhorse. I don't know. He had like one of those like workout watches, and he had like 25,000 steps because he was just doing that like the whole time. He said he's in a competition with one of his friends for like who could have the most steps each day, and so he wore that to cheat. But yeah, I can't say enough about Justin. Dave is just like a creative, intellectual person, and I don't know. You go through all these bands over the years, and it's kind of frustrating, and it starts and restarts. But like this really feels like the right fit for me, and feels like I can write whatever I need to and want to in this band with my friends. So, and the non-spoken fifth member of the band is Marcus David. He's our producer and our engineer, and he mixes our songs. And I don't know, he's just the man. Like he was there today and just helps, and he's just always in our corner, and he knows so much about music. He's a great musician in his own right, and I'm just lucky to be around the people I am because I don't know, it just feels good. It's just nice. It's like a family.
Um, so now that we've established how you guys met, how long have you guys been a band?
Um, I guess like Justin joined probably July last year, July 22. We had our first show together like September, August, or I guess it was earlier than that. Last year sometime. So it hadn't been formally a band for more than a year.
Right. And do most of the members in the band have like different musical backgrounds, and how does that show up like in your guys' writing?
Um, it we all have different backgrounds. Alex's dad was like a touring bassist, and taught Alex from an early age how to play piano and guitar and bass. And I think Alex's hero is Paul McCartney, and he had one of those Hofner basses growing up. And um, I'm more from a creative writing perspective. Like I really like to write poetry. I started out like writing poetry a lot, and then that turned into writing lyrics once I started learning how to play instruments. And lyric writing is just very free. It's like poetry is awesome. I love writing poetry, but there's something about like not having to follow like iambic pentameter or like whatever any rhyming scheme. I mean, there's sort of is a rhyming scheme, but the lyrics are very much just like whatever the hell you want to do, you can do it. You don't have to be direct with your intention either, so you can kind of be metaphorical and I guess more abstract. Um, David used to do screamo music, and Justin used to be in a '90s cover band for a while. They're called Flannel Nation. They're still around. They're really nice guys too. But I mean, in terms of how that interacts in writing, I guess everybody's very has their individuality, but they very much commit to the song and play a complementary style, which is very hard to find musicians that play complementary. It's like most bands you're in, I don't want to blanket over a bunch of bands, but there's a lot of players you play with that they just want to show off or like be the soul center of the band. And all of my bandmates are great musicians and play for others. And so collectively, it really makes for good songwriting, I think. I played bass for like 10 years. And so me and Alex joke like it's like two bassists are in a band doing the guitars. But yeah.
So, following off of that, since you said that you guys kind of play complementary, do you guys ever like argue over different parts and what should and what shouldn't be?
So I think like also one of the big skills of being in a band is like it's not really it's all about how you talk about the songs and the dialogue you have over it. So like it's music, it's individualized. There will be disagreements 100%. If there's not disagreements, you're literally not doing it right. And but when they pop up, we just say, all right, here's the three options, and we just go through kind of like the merits of each and collectively decide. And sometimes that means, some ideas get chosen over others. But I think the focus is more like if we really analyze it together, I think we can come up with the correct answer for each of the songs.
Kind of a problem solving mindset, sounds like.
Yeah, it's like you can't yell in a band. You kind of just gotta listen to each other and talk.
And seeing as this EP is more of a raw feel, did you guys have a different approach to this one versus other ones?
Yeah. So when I wrote the songs on this album or EP, I was just kind of having a tough time. Like it was kind of towards the end of our previous band's Ugly Smiles existence. I wasn't very happy, and there's just a lot of internal conflict going on. I felt like I couldn't really write how I wanted to write, and I had that feeling in that band for like a couple months prior, and so it had been building up, and then one day, I got a call that one of my friends, she took her life, and that kind of prompted, I don't know if I guess it awakened me in a way. Some things in life just happen where you're just like, damn, I'm really only alive for like a second. And so like you really need to just completely put your all into your creativity and work hard and all this stuff and be yourself. And so like, I don't know, it's the day I found out, I like called our Marcus, our producer and engineer, and I reserved time in the studio. And I spent like 2 days getting the songs together, and I went in there on one day and I just stream of consciousness, like we just recorded all of them, vocals and the rhythm guitar. And then Alex came in that same day and recorded, and then David came in later. But it's different than the other stuff I had done previously because I just kind of let go and like I write sad songs like like I used to get shit in bands for like they used to joke around and say I sound like Elliott Smith because I was so fucking sad all the time. I was like, first off, that's a compliment. First off, fuck you. Second off, like but I just kind of did what felt really good. And it was very therapeutic and it's like it's like a gift for her. Um and it was just a very big turning point in my writing life. Um where I just really like kind of just did whatever the fuck I wanted from then on. And so yeah, it marked a departure. I'm much more like adventurous of a writer now. I don't have the baggage of the old band anymore, and I found myself, and I think I've really found myself in this EP, to be honest with you. Um, so yeah, it's definitely a different approach, I guess.
Yeah, and kind of piggybacking off of the whole meaning and the dedication to your friend, what was the most meaningful lyric on the EP to you?
Um, so the song "Happy Birthday" is is like she it happened like the day after her birthday, and so "Happy Birthday" is like a present to her from me, and like I don't know, I just in that song there's a couple lines that are it's one line that goes stepping in a void, getting pulled apart from the gravity in your heart. I really like that line. I felt like that kind of struck home to kind of like her sadness, or you know, there's a couple lines in there like shake the picture and start again, like one of those etch and sketch pictures. But there's a lot of lyrical meaning. Cadillac Baby is kind of about a previous relationship I had that dissolved, and witnessing the dissolution of that relationship and the deterioration of that relationship through the eyes of a cat. And so, like, in the song lyrics, I reference like the relationship as like John and Jackie Kennedy, and I reference the cat as Marilyn Monroe. So that's kind of cheeky and fun, and to take something really sad, let's make it kind of funny. Um, Fritter's an instrumental, and then Painful Erotica is, live. Whenever we play it live, I tell the crowd like, this song's about BDSM, and they believe me. Because it is. I'm using like BDSM and like whips and chains and like tying people up and like all that shit as an allegory to describe a very common type of relationship that I've seen and people that I've known, where one person is very dominant and like almost aggressive, and the other person's super submissive, like super passive. And what I've observed is that there are people who like the personality type that's in that relationship. The super dominant person has to be with somebody who's super passive, and vice versa. The super passive person has to be with somebody dominant. It's like they can't be with anyone who's not that, or it like offends kind of who they are just naturally. Like one person needs control and one person needs to be controlled. So uh yeah, BDSM, I use that to describe it. My favorite line in that song is Webster's dictionary defines the word safe as an adjective. So literally in the dictionary, the definition of the word safe is cautious and unenterprising. So it goes, Webster's defines safe as an adjective, cautious and unenterprising I am. But you're the noun, so like the metal box, like a noun, metal and binding, and I'm locked away like warm contraband. So it's like, I don't know. I think that kind of perfectly describes the relationship that I'm talking about. And so yeah, it has a lot of lyrical variety. So it was a lot of fun to write, I guess.
Was there any significance behind leaving Fritter wordless, or was that kind of just like a stream of consciousness moment?
It was really again in my old band. I tried to do that song a couple times and I got shot down, which was weird. And I don't know. I think it was just what it was supposed to be. There wasn't really any significance to it. Um, it's just songs are just supposed to be as long or as short or wordless or with words. They're just meant to be what they're meant to be from the beginning. And like your job is kind of just to let the song and that's in your head be what it is. So Fritter's just it's just like a short, sweet little song. And like I don't know, my bandmates still say today, Justin wants it to be like a full song, but it just doesn't need to be. It just is what it is, a pure little song. And yeah, I guess it's kind of like I guess the word fritter, the only lyric, or quote unquote song name, but it's from I guess that Pink Floyd song Time, where he's like fritter and waste the moments that make up a dull day. That's kind of where I got it from.
Um, and since you guys have talked about the symbolism in most of the songs and like kind of hidden references, um, the album or the EP cover art, is there any symbolism behind any of the stuff on that?
They, I guess it wouldn't appear that way to anybody who didn't know it, but it's like a shrine. Like it's a shrine that I made to my friend because it's for her. It's like a gift I wanted to give her. And so I put symbolism in every object in the picture. So if I can remember right, there's a starting point and an ending point in the picture. And the starting point's this piece of dice or die or whatever. And you see the one on top and the three on the side. So it's supposed to symbolize like one being the singular identity of my friend, and three meaning like the Trinity, like I guess what you're made up of. And then it kind of deviates off to the right where you follow this like one of our friends like a long time ago at a show, one of our fans gave us these weird little like antique card pack, they're like gum packets, and they had all these cards in them, so I used those a lot. And so it starts with a die and then it like travels along. It has this money and this credit card and like all these weird little things, and it's supposed to symbolize like the path of her life. And it says something like, dirty tricks or something. So life is filled with dirty tricks. Um, and then it culminates into this one section of the picture that has a cardstock letter, and it has her name written on it. And there's like a piece of sage that I have in my apartment that I put on top of the letter, to kind of symbolize her taking her life and like the healing that's kind of inherent in that with the sage. And that's kind of the centerpiece of the photo. And then off to the left of that cardstock, there's like a cigar box. It's called like they're called sublimes or something. And there's a rosary that's like the cross is like kind of hanging off and like the bottom's on the ground, and the image of Jesus is faced away from the cardstock with their name on it to kind of symbolize, that it's, I guess, against Christianity or religion or morality, whatever, to take your life. But the rosary kind of like wraps over the sublime cigar box and then back around to one of those cards I found, those little packets, and the card says, you are excused, like all is forgiven, uh like it always is. Like, I mean, I think there's very few things that aren't forgivable. Like I don't really believe in, I guess, the binary option between heaven and hell. Like it's all about the condition of your soul, and like that's on a graded scale. It's not like boom boom, you committed one action and you're going to fucking hell, and you committed one action you're going to heaven with everybody, all the good people. Like it's a scale in the condition of your soul, and everybody's redeemable. That's kind of why it's confusing. Like a lot of religious people are so black and white with that stuff, and like they are so eager to condemn people, but it's like kind of contrary to your belief system that the whole point of the New Testament is that you will be forgiven for most thing everything. You died for your sins anyway. That's kind of a tangent, but anyway, so the rosary wraps around the cigar box, and like she is forgiven, and on next to that card is a candle, lit candle, to signify kind of like, I don't know, healing and passing over into the next life. So there's a lot of hidden meaning in it. It's all symbolic and all has symbolism.
Right. And then was there any meaning behind the actual track list, with happy birthday being last or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, I knew that I wanted Cadillac Baby to be first just because I sonically kind of like that song first. Though there is meaning in having Happy Birthday last, because that's like, the final statements to my friend.
Um, and what goals do you have as far as the CP? Like, do you hope to tour it? Do you have any kind of number goals or anything?
Um, no, I mean, we have played these songs before live. Uh, Really, my only goal with anything we make is first off, to fulfill myself, and to, if I can just touch one person emotionally, that really is enough for me. Like, that's the only goal. And like all the numbers and shit, they're nice. It's nice to have your music recognized, and like you should push your music and try, but that's not really the reward, I guess. But yeah, we play it live, and um, people really like those songs live. I can't really play Happy Birthday live. I only play it live one time. It's just like really heavy. But all the other songs we play a lot. We play every set.
And based off of, there was like a text post somewhere that was sent in the Discord to us, saying that you guys really like to do like visuals with all of your songs or videos. Can fans expect any visuals or videos for the CP?
Yeah, so we want to put videos with each release, however many songs are in it. But today we just did the whole EP live, and we're gonna come with the live versions of them because they sound a lot different, especially since we put drums in it, and the live versions just hit different. So they can expect to have those songs recorded live, except for Happy Birthday. It's just like I was talking with somebody yesterday, one of my bandmates, about like whether we should do Happy Birthday, but it's like, I don't know. It's meant for her. It's like exclusively meant for her. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't want to like take it out of that, like cheapen the emotional thing of it.
You don't kind of want to, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but you don't really want to kind of shift the focus away from the meaning of it by
Yeah.
playing live. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like reading a letter out loud or something.
Mhm.
Sometimes letters are better read only, or something. Anyway.
All right. And so I believe this is the last question already. Um, so if you could play any dream lineup with any band, still together or not, what would it be?
I really am obsessed with The Cure. Like I published a playlist to our like band whatever Spotify. It's like it's like 100 songs and like 9 hours long. Like I really like The Cure. So The Cure, totally. And then I really love Kurt Vile. I really like Snail Mail, Courtney Barnett. That's like War on Drugs. I really love those bands. Any of them, for sure.
I have I have a few bands like that. I have some playlists where it's like 5 hours long and like 3 hours of it is just like two albums by my favorite band. But
Yeah, but I bet I know you burn those playlists up though. Yeah, that's what I do too. It's like obsessive
I
compulsive.
have one playlist where I have like all of the 1975's discography, like all of the Arctic Monkeys, like
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
this entire discographies. It's like a 10-hour long playlist, but it's one of my favorites. But
That's amazing. I think, yeah. Did you like publish it on Spotify or whatever? Yeah, like people who find when I find playlists like that, I get so hyped up. I'm like, this is sick. Like, I love it. I love the nerdiness. Like, because you find those some and you're just like, this is like 10 hours. Like, this person fucking knows. You're like, I'm about to learn about these bands.
and then
Yeah.
I also have another sleep playlist that's like 16 hours.
Do
I
you listen to it when you go to bed?
Yeah, I have to. I have to have noise in the background or something. But
Do you
thank
do
you so
like noise machines?
much.
Do you do noise machines or you just do like headphones until you fall asleep?
Normally I just keep the music on. I think it's because like as a kid I used to fall asleep with the TV, but older I don't really watch TV anymore, honestly. So
Mhm.
I just like it to have something in the background. So
Yeah, I get that.
but I think my dream lineup would probably be, I don't know, probably Pierce the Veil.
There you go.
I've been holding out on them. I need to see them. And then they canceled their Florida dates like right before I was supposed to go.
God, which city do you live in?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
They
Damn.
were
That's
playing, I think they were playing Orlando or Tampa, but that was right when we had the hurricane coming through.
uh
Canceled it, and I was like,
damn. Wait another 5 years. It's like,
and of course they're blowing up on TikTok right now, so I need to let it settle a little bit. So, but thank you so much for meeting with me.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Layla. I really appreciate it.
You have any final statements or anything?
No, you can pretty much expect us to release music regularly forever. So just go follow us on Instagram, keep up.
All right.
But yeah,
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
yeah. You too, Layla. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.